Case.
Good morning, Your Honors. The matter before the court this morning is the case entitled Christina M. Fisher versus the Department of Labor, case number 23 AP 259. Appellant Christina M. Fisher is self-represented and is appearing by WebEx. Representing the appellee, the Department of Labor, is Attorney Jared Adler.
All right, and Ms. Fisher, you realize you have 5 minutes for your argument, and you may.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You may proceed and introduce yourself and then proceed.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Christina Fisher, and I'm here to represent myself. Just as the Department of Labor requested our patience and our consideration in these unprecedented times, asking us to bear with them as they navigate the immense overload of citizens needing unemployment and support due to the worldwide pandemic, which affected every conceivable aspect of our infrastructure. During the 3 years of this process from February 2021 to present, I extended this grace, patience, compliance, and hope that their system would catch up with this massive backlog of citizens and follow through with the PUA that I was told I qualified for and that I should have received. While I understand this is an unnecessary detail, while all of this was going on, my husband was dying of cancer, and I was supporting my 2 youngest daughters. I was recovering from COVID and a major concussion and a spinal injury from a car accident. There are a million other personal details, and it was a complicated time and a perfect storm of events. And I know others also have a million personal details and stories to tell. I know we are not here for that reason. However, it is important to know that through all of this, I was doing my job and I was remaining timely with weekly call-ins to the Department of Labor. I have never been on unemployment before, so I followed the directions I was given, and I kept doggedly trying to keep moving forward. We are talking about grace under pressure, under even more pressure. And we're talking about me falling through the cracks of a system that was under the biggest overhaul process since the 1950s. It is hard to forget unemployment's own weekly automated plea to the effect of, "These are unprecedented times. Please be patient and bear with us as the sheer number of cases are overwhelming our systems. Response times might be long," etc., etc. Regarding my own timeliness, if we look back at the chart timeline that I submitted, I again only had between -1 days and 2 days to get this paperwork in. I think that was an impossible task that I actually did really well and was able to accomplish even under all of these circumstances. Due to everything stated above, 1, unacknowledged and unrectified errors by the Department of Labor. 2, the global COVID-19 pandemic. And 3, the unmet need for communication, assistance in understanding the procedures, and other ADA accommodations for disabilities in this process. I believe it is appropriate to provide a one-time exception to Supreme Court rulings that limit exceptions to 30-day deadlines and extend this particular appeals deadline to 6 days in order to allow my continued case with the Labor Department to come to full resolution. Hopefully, with me receiving the amount of pandemic unemployment assistance that I have been due for the dates between February 2021 and February 2022. Thank you for considering my case.
Thank you. All right, counsel for the department, you may introduce yourself and your client and proceed.
Thank you, Your Honors. Good morning. Jared Adler for the Vermont Department of Labor. The decision of the Employment Security Board should be affirmed because the appellant's notice of appeal of her benefit determination was not filed within the 30-day statutory deadline. The material facts of the timeliness of her appeal are largely undisputed. The determination was dated October 7th, 2022. The appellant acknowledges they received it sometime around November 2nd through 5th, 2022. And appellant submitted their notice of appeal via email on November 13th, 2022, which is beyond the 30-day deadline. And the time limits.
Mr. Adler, what did you say about the appellant's argument regarding the extraordinary situation that the department was facing with the unemployment claims and the information that the department was sending out regarding its being overwhelmed.
Absolutely. I completely acknowledge that it was an unprecedented time, and I understand that the claimant was under the appellant here was under tremendous pressure, both in her personal life and through her dealings with the department. And the department did try to extend every sort of flexibility they could, as far as in this case, they reissued a determination when the appellant informed the department they did not receive a benefit determination that had previously been issued. And so I totally understand that the appellant here was very frustrated by the enormous backlog and the long wait times. And so I'd acknowledge that that was an issue she was facing, and many individuals were facing. However, the board here and the administrative law judge were bound by statute, and they do not have jurisdiction to consider the merits of her appeal, as it was filed beyond the 30-day deadline. And this court has regularly upheld that the 30-day deadline cannot be extended, even for good cause. And so for that reason, the decision of the Employment Security Board should be affirmed. And I'm happy to answer any other questions you have. Thank you very much.
All right, seeing that there are no other questions, does the appellant here have any time remaining?
Appellant has 1 minute and 36 seconds remaining.
All right, Ms. Fisher, is there anything further you'd like to say or comment on?
Yes, I'd like to. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much for allowing this. I have a timeliness chart, and I just want to state some points. Yeah. Once the issue with the address was solved, it took 112 days. I received no repeat letter nor instructions. Until March of 2022, they told me I should have a letter, but then I still never received a copy of the letter. In August of 2022, 22 more weeks after that, they told me what I needed to do. I will need to appeal and need a copy of the letter to be able to appeal. 49 days after I request that copy via email, they finally mailed me one out on October 7th. We all know they mailed out on the 7th. It's not going to be in my hand on the 7th. I have 30 days from October 7th, and I received the letter between November 2nd and 5th. 27 days later, November 6th is a Sunday. So in order to meet the 30-day deadline, I have to file before the 4th. Again, I received the letter between the 2nd and the 5th. I can't remember if the post office was partially open on Saturdays or not. So it may be more likely that I received the letter between the 2nd and the 4th. If I received the letter on the 2nd, I would have only about 2 days to gain ADA assistance, gather documents, turn it around before 4 p.m. closing time at my post office. Contextually, at that time, politically, it was complicated. Post offices were closing, working less days, less hours. Some closed permanently, and deliverers were late, quitting on the job, and overwhelmed as well. I, again, only had between -1 days and 2 days to get this paperwork back. I think that this was an impossible task that I actually did really well. And I was able to accomplish it even under all of these circumstances. I submitted by email with an 8 to 11 day turnaround, which is reasonable. I did my best.
Please finish up your thought. You are out of time.
I did my best. I gathered support and helped documents, etc., and pushed right through. And I'm proud of my efforts of staying on top of this and of continuing this process in a timely manner. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bailiff,